If you're a fan of the greatest American hero, I have some great news for you. Stay tuned for more. Welcome back. Now, The Greatest American Hero was a superhero comedy / drama that premiered on ABC in March of 1981 and ran until February of 1983 and encompassed 45 episodes over 3 seasons. The star of the show was substitute teacher Ralph Hinckley, who was played by actor William Catt. Now, the premise of the show was that aliens gave Ralph a superhero suit that would grant him special powers and instructed him to use the suit to fight crime. Ralph was assisted by FBI agent Bill Maxwell, who was played by Robert Culp, and attorney Pam Davidson, who was played by Connie Sellecca. The show proved to be a hit, and toy company M.a.s.k secured the rights to produce merchandise in 1981. Unfortunately, they only managed to produce one toy, which was a Volkswagen Beetle that came with 3 3/4-inch figures of Ralph and Bill, before filing for bankruptcy in 1982. This set was released in very limited numbers and currently demands a very high price on the secondary market. Now, M.a.s.k did produce prototypes of their typical 8-inch dolls based on these characters, but bankruptcy meant that they never got past the prototype stage. But fear not, thanks to CFCB Unlimited, fans of the show can now enjoy their favourite characters in 3 3/4-inch retro style scale. Scott from CFCB Unlimited, who is producing these figures, has very kindly sent in these for review purposes. Now we have 3 figures. We have Ralph Hinckley, Bill Maxwell, and Pam Davidson. Now, interestingly enough, Scott has designed the card backs based on the prototypes that M.a.s.k made back in the early 80s. So this is a real throwback to what M.a.s.k would have given us. So fortunately, as always, Scott has sent in loose versions that we can take a closer look at, but I'm sure you'll agree with me that these on card just look amazing and will make for some fantastic displays if you are indeed a fan of the show. But without further ado, let's take a look at these figures close up. So starting out with Pam Davidson, obviously with it being retro, this is a very sort of simplistic style figure, but it's what M.a.s.k or perhaps Kenner, had they had the license, would have given us back in the 80s. Very nicely done, and we do have a nice pink hair clip on the back of her head there, which actually matches her nice pink blouse, which has a nice sort of sculpted button effect going on there. As always, 5 points of articulation, but all in all, for a retro style female figure, that's about as good as it gets. Very nice. So next up we have Bill Maxwell, and again very simple sculpt going on here. I think that's his handgun sticking out his waistband there. Nice sort of green jacket. I think that's a light blue shirt, but his hair nicely sculpted and very well painted. That's the one thing that always amazes me about these CFCB figures, is just how well painted they are. Clearly not something I could do myself, but huge credit goes to Scott for the accuracy of these. Very nicely done. So that was Bill Maxwell. And lastly, we have Ralph Hinckley, the star of the show. Now this one is really nice, and from actually touching it, this is a solid cape, so there's no movement to it, but it's very well sculpted and sits nicely on the figure there. Quite a bit more sort of detailed painting on this one. Very well done, and the hair, sort of a nice afro going on there. But again, this is exactly how it would have looked had Kenner done this. But obviously M.a.s.k did do this figure along with Bill Maxwell and the Volkswagen Beetle, and this is very much like those figures that M.a.s.k did release in very small numbers. So as I said earlier, if you are a fan of the show, this might be your only chance to get such figures at a reasonable price. But this, once again, very impressive. So there you go. Those are the figures from The Greatest American Hero. And I'm sure you'll agree with me that these are very well done, and for what is essentially a one-man operation, very nicely detailed, very well painted. Now, if you are a fan of these and you want to purchase some for yourself, I've left the link to the CFCB Unlimited store down in the description. Furthermore, viewers of this channel can enjoy a 10% discount by entering code 88-10 at checkout. So please let me know in the comments what you think of these, and if you will be perhaps purchasing a set for yourself. In the meantime, I want to say thank you so much for watching. Please like the video, please share the video, please make sure you're subscribed, and stay tuned for more videos from All Things 80s.